Say you lost everything, market crashed. What would you do if you lost
If I was
everything?
20 years old?
If you were 20 years old, you lost everything, how would you get to the stage you are now? Yes, YouTube, today I've got something very special for you. Today we have got an interview for my mentor, Zed Monopoly, the person that taught me how to trade, the multi-millionaire trader that I think runs his own hedge fund. So today I'm going to be asking all the questions that you guys might think. So I've tried my best, okay? So let's get straight into the interview. This is going to be a good one. Yes, YouTube guys. So today we have got big boy Zed Monopoly in the house. If you have seen the videos and you don't know who he is, can you tell a bit about yourself to my followers or my subscribers or my viewers? Because they might not know who you are, but 90% they probably do.
All right, guys. Well, Zeb Monopoly also got many nicknames, but I doubt anybody uses them, such as the Irish Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah,
because
come on.
that was one of those uh, newspaper in the newspapers in the UK, the Sun newspaper back in 2019. They made an article, but you find me on YouTube. I'm a trader, trained thousands of traders. Jeffrey, one of them as well. So,
Yeah.
of course, we don't do that anymore because I got old. I don't do that. So I'm passing the torch to many of you. If you watch my videos religiously, then I'm sure you know what I'm talking about these days and what I do. But hey, guys, that's me. Zeb Monopoly.
Yeah, come on.
Uh,
So obviously,
if anybody watches this.
obviously, a lot of people that watch my channels and your channels is very into trading, making money, and financial freedom, basically, or escaping the 9 to 5. So the first question I have for you is, what got you into trading? What was your first trade that you hit that you could be like, wow, I can do this for a full-time living?
Yeah, I was watching a movie once. I think it was called Limitless. My
I've watched that
favorite
film.
movie.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
movie.
I think a lot of people watch. I think it was released 2011 or something. It's
Yeah.
old, it's ancient now, but it still has. I watched that in 2011 or something, and back, of course, I watched that years later, 2014, and I got interested. I was like, how is this guy going from a bum to a millionaire? Just by guessing numbers, it's just like an inspiring story. And I said, okay, let's try it. When I had a little bit of money and I grew up, I had a little bit of money. I said, okay, let's get involved in it. My first trade wasn't great. It was a swing trade. I just watched a couple of YouTube videos. I don't even know if I watched it. Like I watched a Warren Buffett video. He said buy cheap, sell high.
But Warren
And
Buffett was
when I
just
say
they were just long term
yeah,
though. Like
yeah, it was a
the
long
way
term.
we trade now is very very different instead of just like
Yeah,
bye bye.
but
Do you know what I mean?
but that's the thing. You don't really know what you're doing when you get started. You just and I'm not like I didn't search how to trade on the internet. I'll be honest with you. I've never watched like a tutorial of how to trade because I'm an arrogant guy. I like to do things on my own, to figure it out on my own. But I just watched a couple of videos on big investors that were hyped up, Warren Buffett, and I said like, okay, here's a brokerage account. I'm gonna open one. I'm gonna put 10 grand, and I'm gonna see. The moment I opened the trade, it was like American Airlines, dipped in value. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go on holiday, come back because hey, buy cheap, sell high, right? Market will always go up. And surely after 2 weeks, I made a little bit of money, but I was like, that's slow money. I'm not doing that. So I pulled away. And it's on and off relationship with trading up until the moment I said, okay, now like it will take you a couple of years to really say this is it. All right. You're
So
not just gonna go straight into it.
at what age was it when you quit your job? I remember you were working for a big company. No, was it what was it?
Google,
Yeah, Google. So
Facebook, Google. Yeah, these were the two major ones.
they were
Facebook,
the
Google.
my Asian parents. They would have loved it if I worked for
Yeah.
Google, Microsoft. At the dinner tables, they would have been like, "My son works for
it's
Google." So quitting that
yeah,
job must have been a big thing.
it's a dream. It's a dream for many people to work at these corporations, but to be honest, nowadays you can make money doing anything. You don't need these jobs.
Yeah.
But it's good to just say, "Oh, I've been there. I did this. I got these jobs." Like I was before the moment I graduated, I had that job lined up. But hey, trading is a different ball game. I mean, you could be working these jobs and still trade, right? Everybody trades. CEOs, the CEOs have investments. They flip bags as well. Trading isn't like for the amateurs, just for the amateurs like us. We call ourselves amateurs because we are retail traders, but everybody trades. CEOs, nurses, teachers.
Yeah.
It's just they don't do it like They don't do it aggressively, you
So,
know.
you're talking about trading. So when you said you had your first swing trade, which was American Airlines, did you take a profit on that?
Yeah, I took a profit, but it wasn't major. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like I was 19 at that age. I think
Oh,
19 or 20, right?
yes. You started around
So
the
that's
same
like,
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't like taking it seriously. It was just like, let me just see, because you just want to make money. You don't care. You don't care. You just want to make a quick buck. And
So
that was like the first introduction into the trading industry.
So a lot of my audience is actually 19, 20-year-olds on Instagram, and they ask me
Mm,
questions all the time. Obviously, you're more qualified to do it because you've been there, done that, flipped to millions of bags. Do you get me? I'm
yeah,
only in this little, like, small little six-figure mark, so you're more qualified to answer this. How much
that's very
money?
good.
How much money would you say is enough to get into trading? And when should they start taking it seriously? Like how do they start basically?
Well, look, if you want to go the arrogant way, then you will lose money. If you want to go do your own thing, you will probably lose money because you just listen to people that think they know what they're talking about. And there's no shortage of those on the internet. And we've seen many people have entered and blown their money. But if again, you will find it difficult to find leadership in this industry, right? So, but you can start with 10,000, and if I was you, I would spend most of my time. And even if you find somebody that truly knows what they're talking about, spend a little bit of money to learn from them, right? But it's very
Yeah,
difficult. So you'll probably just keep spending, spending, and then maybe you might get lucky finding the right person eventually. But before that, you'll probably spend, 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 and you just keep lose, lose, lose. Like everybody in this, there's millions of traders out there that are stuck in this loop, this
yeah.
circle.
No, I
But
agree with that because
yeah,
a lot of now on short form content, Instagram, TikTok, a lot of the people selling courses, when you say you're coming and selling a course or like learning or mentorship, a lot of people say it's a scam. But I thought that as well when I was younger, but I
yeah,
obviously invested in your mentorship when I was similar age to you, 19, 20,
yeah,
21, I think, and it was the best
did the
investment.
right thing.
Yeah, best investment I've ever made. You've completely changed my life, and it's got to the point where people don't believe what you're doing because it sounds so ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So
to be honest, people want you. This is the thing about people on the internet. If you lie to them, right? They love you for it. They
yeah,
actually want somebody to lie to them. I had a friend. He said, "Listen, Zed, I'm done telling the truth because I'm not grown. If I tell the truth, I don't grow." But I said, "Well, if you don't tell the truth, then the people that follow you will be misled."
yeah,
But this is, it's you should just focus on what you can deliver. And if they everybody has a brain, they can see if it's something that is true or not. If you can't tell what's true or not, then you shouldn't be involved in this. You
yeah,
just need to spend more time educating yourself to get to a level where it's true. Like I made a mistake just a couple of 2 years ago or a year ago. I bought a real estate investment, right? Off plan. It was a hotel, right? A hotel unit, and I don't have experience in hotels. I have experience in apartments, but this was hotels, which means you have to share. There's shares ownership. You don't just actually own the room. They take it from you even after you buy it, and then they go rent it out. There's management. Blah, blah. Anyways, long story short, it ended up being a fraud. Like it was a legitimate company, and it was on paper everything legitimate offices, and I ended up losing. And I thank God I pulled out early, and I realized my mistake because I got enticed by it. Imagine this is me, right?
yeah,
I have a lot of success in the business world, in the trading world, and I got caught up in a real estate scam.
yeah,
And this is like you're never safe, right? So you just need more. You need more knowledge before you act. But the online courses, you need courses, but it's just who is legitimate and who's not. That's the
yeah.
only thing.
Of
But
course.
courses, I mean, courses in general about trading, they're actually, everybody's right. That's the thing. Because everybody's right. Because everybody's just copying somebody else's content, right?
Yeah,
And that other person probably copied it from somebody else. But it's the experience that you're buying,
yeah.
right? I
Well,
mean,
I was talking about.
You have experience, right? You have experience in big trades.
Mm,
You have experience in a market crash. You
Yeah.
have something, something a lot of traders don't have. Is
Yeah.
how do you survive a market crash?
Yeah, of course. I
So this
mean,
this will actually lead on to somewhere in the future where I'll be like, this is so valuable,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is valuable for you.
But we were talking, I was talking about people not believing. I weren't on Instagram because these people on Instagram, they'll believe you. They all believe people that haven't done it as well. I'm talking
Yeah,
more like your friends, your family, say like your friends from university or something, let's say.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then you haven't seen them for 10 years and then you see them again. And then
yeah.
I was always the like dipshit, like class clown sort of vibe. And now because I invested in a mentorship or whatever, got into this field through someone I saw on YouTube, and now I'm at the place where I am now. It sounds ridiculous. Like even when you tell your family, it sounds ridiculous. So like another question would be like, how do you tune your mentality if you people in this field they might be seen as like the black sheep, let's say. Like people don't believe that what they can actually achieve because everyone's running the same route and you're going a different route. So you tell your friends, your family, like, and they laugh at them, sort
See,
of thing.
here's I was talking to somebody recently. You're from the UK, right?
Yeah, yeah, UK.
And I said everybody in the UK is stuck inside a box.
Yeah, I say it all the
It's
time.
it's 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 in the moment you leave that box, you realize there's a world and a life outside that box. Like there is things you've never heard about. You've never heard people talk the way they talk. You've never heard them the way they speak. You've never heard the businesses, the potential. But once you're inside this box, all you know is how do you pay taxes?
Yeah,
How do you start a little business like a takeaway, right?
yeah.
How do you,
That's
right?
my culture.
It's a small,
The Hong Kong
yeah,
people
yeah,
come, start a Chinese takeaway or a fish and chip shop, and then the
yeah,
kids grow up like in the takeaway and they
exactly.
help the parents and have a living.
Absolutely. What ends up happening is those kids, their future is actually ruined because they've been programmed inside that box, right?
Yeah,
But I guess in your culture, it's probably you want to make the parents proud and what
yeah,
no
yeah.
disrespect.
Of course.
So yeah. So but that's the thing. You have to do what you think is right for you. Like personally, I said, I want to try. I want freedom. I want to travel the world. I want to be able to pack up and go wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go, and I want to have millions. Part of that was actually learning, but another part of that was no commitment. I had to make sure there's no commitment. I didn't even have an expensive car
Yeah,
because I just wanted back then. I just wanted to just pack it up and leave whenever. Right? I don't want to be inside that box. So you're talking about how do you, you know, I guess these people who don't believe in you don't have the same mentality. Screw them. They're in the box. I'm not in the box. I live and I walk amongst them. I don't think like them.
yeah,
I'm outside the box when I'm thinking, right?
yeah. It's
I
that
might live
mindset you
now.
need to have, I think,
Yeah.
sometimes to
I'm
get
a,
to that next level.
you're living with them, but it doesn't mean you're like them.
Yeah, yeah. That's good
You
advice,
eat with
actually.
them. Yeah. Even your own blood, right? Your own blood. You will sit at the table. You will eat with them. It doesn't mean you're like them. Now, back in the day, my father would have a lot of arguments with me, would annoy me, right? I would tell him this. He says, "Go get a job. Go get it." He just never understood it,
Sound like
right?
my family.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of families similar to this,
But it's
right? But
people like that that actually end up making it.
these are
Like,
the people that end up making it. It's
yeah,
just you cannot explain it to anybody. Even today, I can't explain the moves that I make to anybody else. I just go do them,
yeah,
right? There's
yeah.
nobody around me to tell me, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?" I just go do them. Later on, they say, "Okay, well done."
Mm.
Later on, you make them proud. They're actually proud of you, just so you know. Your
Yeah,
parents will be proud.
yeah. So it's
So
either you make it and they're proud of you and they're like, oh, like always, blah blah, believed in you, blah blah, or like you don't make it and you're like, oh, this guy messed up with his 20s. He had a dream, or Instagram sold him a dream, or this and that, and now he's got to do that. So there's no option for people like us but to make it, which is why I believe everyone watching this video on YouTube, they must be interested in money, they must be interested in this stuff, and they'll make it. They just have to find the right person to guide them because there's a lot of fakes on the internet. So luckily,
you have to wake up every day thinking about money.
yeah,
As
yeah,
as
of
as
course,
as disgusting as it might seem, right?
yeah.
You wake up every day thinking about how do I get rich today,
It's everything you
and
think. I
how
think
do I?
about it's bad, and sometimes you can only speak to that with certain people because other people would think
Because
you're
if you
cuckoo.
keep talking about it, they'd be like, "You,
You're
baby,
actually
stop talking
crazy.
about money."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
here's the beauty of it. You actually Stop talking about money later on. You don't even want to, like today, if somebody talks to me about money, I don't want to talk about money.
Really?
Back when I'm young, yeah, it's like you're just constantly wired in. Now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I have all of it.
Yeah,
It
you've
comes
made
like
it.
this naturally. I don't even want to talk about it.
So this YouTube's
I just
like
want to relax.
videos to help people to get to your level, to make it. We're all on the come up. Even me, we're on the come up. So
Absolutely, yeah.
like I can relate to the people that are watching these videos too, because I'm still on my come up. I'm trying to get that seven figures. So like and gone.
Here's the thing. You, you, people can relate to you because
Yeah.
you're on the way up. They can't relate to me anymore. I don't expect them to relate to me anymore. So guys like you will perform better, right, than guys like me when it comes to audience and people and even for the audience, it's actually better to follow somebody like you than to follow somebody like me because you can only like you won't get the same I guess you can't relate to me the same way as if you're like you have money, right? What's the difference between a guy who's wearing a Rolex and 100 G's in the bank and somebody who's wearing a Rolex? I also have a Rolex here in this cupboard and a couple of million in the bank. What's the
Yes.
difference? What's the difference? I've seen more and I've done more, but you are on the way up. So if the people that didn't believe in me back then actually believed in me earlier on, they would have came up with me.
Yeah.
But you, right?
Yeah.
You today, those same people should follow you on your way, right? They honestly should because you know you have more to give and you will give more because you're not at that level of
Yeah.
millions yet, and you have a little bit of time as well.
So I
But
think
I think
yeah, I think a lot of
yeah, go on.
people are following the trade. So been well documenting my trade on YouTube, similar to you, that you put me in. Do you know what I mean? This guy's the man that's put my life savings in in
Oh
Marathon
no,
Holdings, um,
responsibility.
and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm documenting my journey from 100,000 to seven figures, and a lot of people are following me onto that now. So when we close out, like we're obviously in the Bitcoin mining industry now. I think you said that you're no longer documenting that on YouTube.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Uh, Yeah, I'm not documenting it just because I think I got people. My job was simple: make sure people survive the crash because it was a crash, right? A lot of
yeah.
people ended up finding me during the crash, and then we got to break even or profit. For a lot of people, they ended up with a profit, and a lot of people ended up with a break even. I think you're on a profit.
Yeah, I'm in a profit. But the question I had
We're aiming
was,
for more.
yeah, we're aiming for more. I'm aiming for the big dough.
Yeah.
um, how come you chose that industry and not a lot of like other hot industry? We've been in that trade for I think would you say 8 months now? Like how come it
I'll
was
tell
the
you
Bitcoin
why.
mining industry?
Yeah. Look at the way the stock market is, right? A lot of stocks are overvalued. A lot of stocks are overvalued. Like I was just looking at quantum computing, right? They're earning 20 million a quarter, and their valuation market cap is 20 billion. Imagine your company's valued at 20 billion,
Yeah.
and you earn 20 million a quarter, right? That's such a scam. Like it's such an overvaluation. And then you look at stocks that are undervalued, like Mara, for example. They have the cash to back up the shares,
Yeah.
so they can sell all the Bitcoin and buy the company outright, right? So they cover fully. But I like this because it's a hedge as well as exposure to risk, right? It's a hedge against AI. When that bubble pops, money automatically flows into Bitcoin and crypto. Because this is the only industry where you cannot put a value on. Like, how can you put a valuation on Bitcoin? How can you put a valuation on crypto? But you can't put a valuation on AI hosting, right?
So would you
You
say
can't put a valuation on a restaurant.
yeah.
Like your growth is capped. You understand?
Yeah.
Because when
So
I'm buying a stock, I'm buying it based on what it could be in the next year or two. So if I buy a treasury company like MicroStrategy or Marathon, I mean, is their growth capped? Do I cap Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin capped today to a specific number? No, it's not. It's all limited. It could go to a million,
yeah.
right? So they have 55,000 Bitcoin. If it goes to 100, 200,000, that means from today, that price of Mara is at least 40 to $45 just if Bitcoin goes to 200,000 without mining, just because of the
Yeah,
toll
yeah,
rates,
yeah, yeah.
right? If the mining becomes profitable at 150,000, then now they have a profitable mining business. And also, they're tapping into AI, sovereign AI hosting, right? So sovereign AI is coming in with Saudi Arabia and then the Exion deal in France. So now they have another segment to make money. So now they have 55,000 Bitcoins valued at around 7 billion, 6.6 billion. And their market cap today is around 7 billion. So they're not even valuing the hosting and they're not valuing the Bitcoin mining. So that's the cheapest. If the market was to crash today, everything will drop, including Mara,
Yeah.
but it would recover fast, right?
Just
Because
seeing you talk about it's like a smile on your face, like you know it's
it
like you
makes
know it's a
sense. It
banker.
makes sense. It's so simple. Like, when was the last time you bought a stock and you felt comfortable in it?
I'm
I
comfortable
mean,
every time
very
you
rare.
announce.
This one though,
Yeah.
this is it. You feel comfortable. You understand.
Past 8 months,
So
just
that's
every cash flow I have, we've just been funding it in, and that leads on to my other question. So I came up with I've got a business myself, a cash flow business. Now, like you said, in
right.
England, everyone's living in a box, and it's a normal
Yes.
thing for people to only be able to save like 100 to £200. So then they have to go through the leveraged and they fall for this get rich quick schemes. And
Mm.
so, what advice would you give to 9 to 5 workers that maybe can only save £200 a month to make money? Like, how would you make the money? How would you go into the stock market? Like, what would you do?
Here's the thing, Jeffrey. I know sometimes you look at people and you say, "Why don't you want success? Why don't you want money?" It's only later on in life you realize not everybody is cut out for that life. Not everybody is like it's built within them that they should go out there and make stupid money. Some people just want to work a 9 to 5 job. They don't care about uh, being better. Like you look in the mirror today and you might hype yourself up and say, "Look at me, I look good today. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be." Somebody else looks in the mirror and says, "Oh, here we go, another day. Oh, here we go. It's another day." There's nothing, no drive within, right? And that's why they settle to be like this normal 9 to 5ers. They don't care about anything. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it could be your own blood, right? There could be two brothers. One wants to be so rich, the other just wants to get a 9 to 5 job, get a family, get a mortgage, and just live their life. It doesn't mean he's wrong. It just means he doesn't have it in him, right? So when you're trying to influence and motivate people today, for example, even in this video or this interview, I mean, I'm not telling the 9 to 5ers anymore. You should really go out there and see and achieve success and make a lot of money or even do some side hustles. They have to want it. You have to want success. You have to want change. You have to be able to be that guy that wakes up in the mirror and says, "I actually look good today. I'm the best. I'm the best dressed guy today. And this morning I walk. I'm gonna get on the train. I'm gonna be the best, hottest guy today." But nobody thinks like this, right? They just, "Oh, here we go. It's just another day. I get to work. I make my money. I go home. I save it."
But when I
There's
ask them, they want to be successful. Like I've had that encounter quite recently, and I explain to them what I do and what are my goals and aspirations are, and then
yeah.
they then turn around and say, "Oh no, I know that my I want to be successful, and I know that working a 9 to 5, I'm not going to get rich." But then it's almost like they don't do it because in their head they're like, "Oh, I want to do all that, but it's too hard work." So then I'll try kid myself. This is what I'm
But
doing on the right
don't
path.
you think everybody wants to be successful?
I think so, yeah. So, which is I'm so
Everybody.
confused to why
Yeah.
people are walking
Yeah.
these routes and only a
Everybody
small
wants to
percentage.
be, yeah, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be rich. It's like I said, it goes back to the individual. Having a dream is one thing. How you behave towards it is another thing. And it goes back to the individual. Some people are born leaders, and some people they just want to follow.
Would you say the
Right? They need
mindset?
somebody to lead them.
Would you
Yeah,
say
it
your
is the
mindset
mindset.
is more
Yeah,
important
it
than the
is. It
execution
is.
because you can apply
It
the
is.
mindset to every different field that you go to? Like obviously, we're
It's
in the
the
trading
mindset.
industry, but we
It's
have
the
that mindset.
person. It's the person. It's the laziness. It's how like the average English person, for example, white, let's say English person, and even yeah, maybe other races. But I know the average white person just wants a mortgage and sit at home and buy a lottery ticket every week,
Yeah.
right? That's like that's them trying. But
Yeah, it's crazy
is
this
this what
world now.
right? but are you really trying? Do you really want this?
Yeah. So then they kid
But that's the
themselves.
thing. They don't have anybody to look up to. You know, when you have nobody to look up to, then you're really not inspired. You're not jealous enough. You're not jealous enough to go out there and do something.
Yeah.
But I
So
think it's to do with the upbringing as well, right? If you had like a good upbringing, I doubt you want to be more. If you had
yeah.
like everything thrown at you from, I doubt you want to be more.
I think one of the big things is if you have your friends with the same mindset, like we have some healthy competition. Like my friend will is in a different industry. I've told him to, funnel some money into trading, but he makes his bread and butter from a different industry. And
Yeah,
each month, like some people don't talk about money with their friends or family. I'm very open. I'll tell you exactly how much money I document on YouTube, my exact trades that I've taken. Each month we'll say to each other, how much have you made? And then each year we'll meet up in Bali or whatever. We'll go through our profit and loss on everything we have. And then if he makes more money than me, it's a healthy drive for me. I'm
yeah, yeah.
like, bro, I'm gonna make more money than you, and I think you need that in a friendship.
Yeah.
So, but you need to share the same mindset as some of your friends, I think. But have you got anything to say to that? Can I go to my next question? It's the big question that I want
Yeah,
want you to
yeah. Let's hit
answer.
the next question.
Okay, so
Let's hit the next.
if you had to say you lost everything, market crashed and you leverage, I know you're not going to do, but hypothetically you lost everything, but you were 20 years old again. Okay, a lot of people would trade that. They'd give their years to be 20 again. What would you do? Like if you lost anything, everything, and how would you get rich and become a multi-millionaire you are now? What would you do if you lost
If I was
everything?
20 years old,
If you were 20 years old, you lost everything. How would you get to the stage you are now?
first of all, I'll need some soldiers. I'll need some money. I
Yeah.
need to go get a job. I need to get a job. It doesn't matter what job it is, but I make sure it's a job that makes decent money, but also gives me time. I don't go home and I'm tired, right?
Okay.
So I need time. I need to just do it, any job just to make some money. And then I would take that money and build myself up. I would like knowing the things that I know now. I know where the shortcuts are.
Right.
I would build myself up. I would build this brain. I would. It's the knowledge that's important. Um, I would look at also people. I would replicate their success. The fastest way to success is to replicate somebody else's success. You don't have to be fancy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just replicate their success and do it better, right? Look at their mistakes and do it better. Look at what they can improve on and you do it better. Find the problem people have and look to solve it, right? So this is something I think for many people they can do today, and out of that you will establish a business, and then once you make money from it, that's when you start taking it to the market because you need an income stream, right? You need this. The stock market isn't for the poor to get rich in. It's for somebody who has money, right? Like you need a capital so you can grow it. Don't come in aiming to do leverage and whatnot and then look to grow it. No, you need a little bit of money, then you grow it. And you can 10x this small 20,000 of yours into quarter of a million or so. Now you have an altar, a lump sum to work from. Now you can do whatever you want to do. You want to start more businesses or you want to funnel it back into the markets and look to 10x it. Now we're talking within 5 years, right? Because usually there's a lot of cycles within 5 years. There's a bear market where you buy stocks cheap. There's a bull market. There's a growth market period. And now you've got crypto. So there's a lot of industries to focus on. But that's how I would do it from A, B, C.
So, viewers, you've got the exact blueprint that Z Monopoly, the multi-millionaire, has given you. So now all you guys need to do is go out and get it. So I did something similar. I was working like 2 or 3 jobs. Like I said, like my story, I think I've come onto your channel and said like Amazon warehouse. Then I was selling stuff online, eBay flipping, and then I developed my own business and then started trading. So that's how I did it. And you need your initial cash to start with.
Yeah.
So like obviously people follow the leverage if they don't have money, which 99% they lose. Zed always, and we always say don't do that. But in terms
Yeah.
of, there's this new thing now that like like the funded programs. Like
Yes.
when would you turn to the funded programs, or would you stay like clear of that, or at what
So
circumstance would
if
funded
you're,
programs
yeah,
be
if
okay?
you're in the learning stage now, if you're in the learning stage or, just trying, you don't want to risk a lot of money,
So for
right?
someone that doesn't know what a funded program is, would you be able to explain what a funded?
So a funded program is basically a firm will give you an account with specific capital. You will trade that capital, and if you make money, let's say for at the end of the month you make 1,000, you will withdraw 90% of that 1,000, right? So this is the alternative funded. There's the funded that does tests and stuff. I don't recommend that. If you're gonna go for something that you just buy, you pay, for example, specific 2,000 to 1,500. You get the account. You have a specific drawdown which you cannot lose. Let's say 4,000 on the overall account. You can't lose that. Otherwise, the account will be taken from you. But if you make money, then you just withdraw that money end of the month. And if you lose, you just lose. If you lose the 4,000, you just lose the account and whatever you paid for the account. So you don't lose more than that. Because trading, what ends up happening, a lot of people end up spiraling down and they keep losing and losing, keep trading, trying to recover. With a funded, it makes sure your loss is limited. And I think that's for a lot of it's good for a lot of beginners. It's important for a lot of beginners.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. That was because I get some DMs about that question as well. So I'm glad we've got a professional to explain that. Like the value we're providing on my YouTube channel right
Well,
now.
it's for
Crazy.
beginners.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
beginners, right? I think it's even advanced, but I think it's for somebody who doesn't want to lose a lot,
Yeah.
or who's learning in the markets.
So the cash flow, you get cash flow business, plug into trading, and then if you're a beginner, learning the funded account route is good.
Yeah.
So the next question that I've got is, you're obviously a businessman. You're not just a trader.
Yeah.
Have you always, are you it? Did you think about any other business ventures? Like, at what stage were you thinking next? I need to like jump to the next business venture. And what I don't
Yeah.
know if you
Look,
want to say completely, you don't have to be completely transparent here, but like, what other business ventures have you got yourself into? I know you, like you said before, it was real estate.
real estate is one, of course, right? I make passive income from that. I built a few businesses based on what I know, outside of the education on YouTube. I built a few businesses around trading, which had nothing to do with my social media. I never plugged it in. And they were sellable businesses. I ended up selling them. But this is based on my experience, based on my knowledge. You see how your knowledge at a specific field can be turned into businesses, and you can always turn your knowledge into business. Of course, we're talking outside of education, right, or courses,
Yeah.
because I did train 6,000 traders plus. Um, I even went into angel investing, and that was a disaster. So you don't want to do that, But the businesses are limited, and I like to stay close to what I know. I like to stay close to my industry. Don't drift too far because it'll be a headache.
So
Um,
you're currently in Dubai right now, right?
yeah.
When would you recommend a person to move out of their own like hometown, and what country
I,
would you go to?
yeah, I think start small. Don't jump right into Dubai. Dubai, like the rent is expensive, everything else. Go within Europe. Go to Malta. Go to Cyprus. Right. Go to. There's a lot of these nice countries where it's just a simple life. You also get advantage of the sun and stuff. But once you start seeing like you see like for example 5,000 a month, 10,000 a
Yeah.
month, and you see consistency, you have to say it's time, because if you can make 5 or 10,000, that means you can make 100,000 a month. So you want to prepare yourself for the 100,000 a month, just for business purposes, you could say, or whatever. You
But
understand what I mean?
sometimes people are making £5,000, £10,000 a month in their business, but they're locked in the country. Like, let's say they might have
Well,
to
you won't
be.
grow. That's certainly the case. You won't grow. You won't be a free thinker. You're locked into a box.
Yeah.
Right?
So
You're just satisfied with this, but that thing isn't going to be sustainable forever. You're not going to always make that. It will fade. It will stop eventually because yeah, business is with market conditions, right? It's
yeah.
like a stock. Business moves with market conditions. One day it's skyrocketing, and in another 3 months is kind of dropping.
So
So
5 to 10, if you're making consistently £5,000 to £10,000 a month, that's the time to make the move outside your
yeah,
hometown. And
yeah.
you'd recommend to start small. And then what point would you then go to Dubai or Bali or Miami? Because Bali's
When you make a
cheap.
million,
When
when
you
you
make
make
a
a million,
million
no, you
million
can go
pound,
to Bali. You can go to Bali,
yeah.
but if you want to enjoy the full Dubai, right? I think even half a million plus. Okay, half a million plus, right? Say half a million. Just because when you go to Dubai, you might want to buy a crib there, right? You want
Yeah.
you want to eliminate the rent because it's expensive. If you want to live the life that I live, you have to drop at least like half a million plus on an apartment.
Would you say Bali is for the people that are on the come up and Dubai are the people that made it?
Yeah, yeah,
So
they made it. They just want to settle.
and Bali are fraudsters, or they're on the come up?
I guess. Listen, in every nobody's running clean. Nobody. You know, you're marketing yourself aggressively. You're doing whatever. Nobody's running clean. But that's the thing. Even Dubai, you find Dubai a lot of them here. You know, so
Yeah.
it's not. You know, it's a mixed bag everywhere. It's a mixed bag.
All right. And one last question: what price are you selling Mara at?
Mara, what price we're selling it?
Yeah.
Well, after we break 30, then 40 is next, and from there we become fairly valued. So I guess between 30 and 40, we'll begin dropping slowly. But you might be shocked to see it go to 100. You might not be shocked to see it go to 100.
I'm not gonna be shocked. We'll see we'll see what happens. And wait, one
Yeah.
more question. So, have you ever heard of a stock? Is it finished? Is it finished?
Now 1 minute. You got one
Have you,
minute.
have you heard of a stock called EveZilla? This is my question from my dad. From my dad.
EveZilla?
You've never heard of it. He's a YouTube guy. He's retired in China, and he just sits there watching stuff on YouTube. And he told me to ask you. I said I got an interview with my mentor, and he knows what you've done for me. Yeah.
I've never heard of a stock called Eve.
Yeah,
Have
neither
you?
have I. No, I looked at it. I said, you're getting scammed, Dad.
It's probably a scam, yeah.
Yeah, so stay
EveZilla.
clear.
Yeah, I think that sounds like some movie.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I said to him. I said, out of all the questions, you tell me to ask that to my mentor. That's crazy.
Just tell them what we're buying. Tell them what we're holding.
Yeah, but anyway, guys,
All right,
we're
running
wraps
out of
now.
time.
Yeah, running out of time. So thank you for coming on my channel. You've done a lot of insight for the people watching, and we appreciate you.
Show Jeffrey some love, guys.
Yeah, like
You know?
it. Like and subscribe. I'm sure you know who he is. Subscribe to him if you don't, but you definitely know who he is. But love, guys. Peace.